how to get and improve product images for your Shopify store so you can boost your sales. Many people underestimate the power of the product photos that you have on your product page. The photos that you're using can also help you rank higher on Google search engine, therefore giving you more traffic and more sales. And they help improve the customer's overall experience while he's browsing your store. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to share with you guys all of the tips and tricks that you need to know regarding product images so you can rake in more sales, more profit, and have more satisfied customers. Quick intro, let's begin. Hello everyone, my name is Liran from AutoDS. I'm the content producer and I've also been dropshipping for the last 4 years. And right before we begin, I just want to remind you guys to like this video because it really helps out our channel. Share this video so that your friends and family can also learn about the wild and amazing world of dropshipping. And subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can always stay updated on valuable and informational videos like this one, because we do them a lot and we really want to help you guys succeed on your journey to having your own e-commerce empire. So with that being said, let's get on with the show and see what we need to do to improve our product images to have more traffic and more sales to our stores. So quick reminder, everything that I'm talking about in this video is featured on the full blog below. In this video, I'm simply going to show you guys some live examples of what we're talking about on the blog below. And I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit more insight and valuable information than what we have. The first thing that I want to talk about is simply how to get photos for your dropshipping products. If you're working with known suppliers like Amazon and Walmart and Home Depot and AliExpress, Banggood, China brands, and so forth, the process is pretty simple. If you're adding the products manually, you're right-clicking to save the images. If you're using tools like AutoDS, then you know that the tool is already taking all of the photos for you and decompressing them and doing all of the work for you, so you don't have to snatch anything from your suppliers. But there's even more to it than that. If you're using suppliers like AliExpress, then there are some images that are simply impossible to download unless you have special tools. For example, what I'm about to show you, there is this extension called AliSave, and this extension simply helps you save all of the product photos from the product page from the supplier, which is usually a very difficult task because right-clicking is disabled. So let's see exactly how that works. On the blog below, you have the AliSave link. Just click on that and you'll get to the extension page. What we're going to do is we're going to click Add to Chrome to get this extension, Add Extension. And now all you have to do is go into AliExpress, go inside any product. Now let's say this is the product that I want. I want to save these photos that we have over here. But if I right click over here, I don't have the option. I just have save as. It's not going to save the image for me, as you can see over here. And if I left click on it, it's not giving me a larger photo that I can save. So it makes the process really, really difficult, as you can see. And there are more photos here on the bottom. Usually AliExpress sellers add much higher quality photos, as you can see down here. And also here, if you're going to right click and try to save image as, it's not going to work. It's saving some WebP file form. You can't really do anything with that. So this is exactly why we need that AliSave extension. So what I'm going to do now is, you see this icon that we have over here. This is the AliSave icon. So we have it next to the overview. If I'm going to click on the icon now, it's going to download all of the high-res photos that we saw down there. If I click on the same icon that I see over here next to the products thumbnails, it's going to download those images too. So let's see how that works. I'm going to left click on this one. And here we go on the bottom of my browser. You can see that it's already downloading the photos. Let's click on one of them. And here are the eyelashes that we're looking at now. Same thing down here below. Right next to the overview, I'm going to click on that same button, that AliSave extension. And now there's a party going on down here. Look at all of that. More and more and more and more and more, because there's a lot of photos down here. So now it's simply downloading all of them. And then I'm just going to left click on any one of them just to show you guys. So it downloads all of the photos in high quality. Therefore, I highly recommend to use this extension to save photos if you're working with AliExpress. So there's the rest of the suppliers that we talked about. You don't have to use any special extension for them because you can simply right click and save the photos if you're adding the products manually, or using tools like AutoDS, which simply grabs all of the photos while you're adding the products to your store. So that's method number one of how to obtain photos for your dropshipping products. Now moving on to number two. The second method for grabbing photos is simply by getting them from your customer reviews from your suppliers' websites. Every supplier that I can think of has customer reviews, and when the customers write the reviews, they also upload photos, and you can use these photos also for your product's pictures, for the description, and so forth. It helps to add in that extra social proof that buyers are looking for. So grabbing photos from your suppliers is also a simple process. You can do it manually by right-clicking on the images and saving them, but you all know that automation is our motivation. It saves a lot of time, and we're always looking for more ways to automate our businesses. So when it comes to grabbing customer reviews from suppliers, you can use apps like Opinu. Right here, if I'm going to click on it on the blog below, like I mentioned before, you have all of the links and all of the information that I'm talking about. So there's this Shopify app called Opinu Product Reviews, and this app simply gets all of the reviews from your suppliers and adds them to your site. You're actually grabbing the actual reviews that people wrote on the product from your supplier, and you're simply importing them to your store. So you're actually using the same product from the same supplier. It's the same reviews. So let me show you guys exactly how it looks. Let's see an example store. And as you can see here, you have these products. And if we're going to scroll down, then here are the reviews that you can see. I'm going to zoom it in for you guys. So here are the products that you can see that people actually uploaded reviews and uploaded photos to the reviews, and this acts as social proof. This example is actually a little messy. Let's go to the next page. So here, for example, someone is buying an Xbox 360 controller. So you can see his review. It's in Spanish for this example, but you got the idea. You're just taking those same reviews from your suppliers. This is what this app does. It takes the reviews from the suppliers and it adds it to your site. This acts as social proof, and you're not lying to anyone. It's real reviews from real people, from the same product, from the same supplier. So use apps like Opinu to import those reviews and give yourself more social proof, more credibility, so that the customers would trust your site more and move on to add to cart and buy the product. So getting customer reviews from suppliers is another important thing that you guys have to do in order to drive in more sales to your store and improve your overall sale conversions. Okay, moving on to the third step of how to obtain photos for your dropshipping products. And this step is simply by asking your suppliers for more photos for the product. Some suppliers have an extra arsenal of photos that they simply chose not to upload to their product listings or for any other reason, or they can also take special photos for your request. So it's always a good idea to reach out to the suppliers that you're working with and to ask them for more photos, for more unique product photos that you can have for your listing. This will help you have photos that your competitors are not using and will simply help you guys be more unique. Your store will stand out more. And this feature usually surprises people because people usually don't think about reaching out to their suppliers and trying to conversate with them. And this is one of the things that really help out a lot of dropshippers on their way. So asking your suppliers for more unique photos for your products is the third word of advice that I have for you guys. This brings us to the fourth method of obtaining photos for your dropshipping products. And the fourth method is by grabbing the products from your competitors. Your competitors are also doing a good job with their product photos. Well, some of them I'd like to think. So your competitors are also a good example. Some of them are actually putting in a lot of work when it comes to product photos, but you should not copy your competitors one by one, copy and paste. Yes, you can take some of their ideas, you can take some of their photos, but you need to mix it with your own originality. You need to be unique and make sure that your store simply has an overall different look from all of your competition. But if you see that your competitors have some extra photos that you don't have for the same product, you can also use those photos. So download them and upload them also to your store. Use them to simply have more product photos for your product page. The more photos that you have, the better. Don't forget, buyers love the visualization experience. So grab images from your competitors. This sums up method number 4. And this brings us to method number 5, for obtaining photos for your dropshipping products. And method number 5 consists of grabbing the photos from your own customer reviews. So we just talked about using an app, using Shopify apps to import product reviews from your suppliers to your store. Well, in this method, you're going to use an app where your customers can leave product reviews on your site, so you're not grabbing it from your supplier. You're actually getting these reviews from your own sales, and this is the best social proof that anyone can have. So using apps like photo reviews and testimonials will help you with this. Once again, all the links on the blog below, so let me just click on it and show you guys. So you got this app called Photo Reviews and Testimonials for Shopify. And what this app does is it simply allows your customers to leave their reviews like I just mentioned. So this works exactly like you just saw before, where people can leave their own reviews and leave photos, as you can see over here. This is exactly what this app does, except once again, it's not going to import anything from your suppliers. It's your own real social proof. So if your store is converting sales, you should definitely add this app. If you're not converting any sales yet, wait till you start converting sales before adding this app, because no one is going to write reviews if you're not selling anything yet. So stores that are converting, get this app. As you can see down here, it's free for product reviews. And if you want to add more features and benefits, just pay for a monthly subscription, but that's not what we're here to talk about. That's what this app is for. Use it once your store starts generating sales. So that's method number 5 of how to obtain photos for your dropshipping products. You can just use the photos that your own customers are uploading. It acts as the best social proof. Now we're moving on to method number 6 of how to obtain your photos for your dropshipping products. And method number 6 is, and this one is original, order a sample product for the product that you have in your stores. Many dropshippers do not do this, and the reasons are actually pretty obvious. People simply do not want to buy every product that they have in their store. So on one hand, it seems like a waste of money. But on the other hand, if you're ordering the products yourself, this means that you can take your own photos for your products, edit those photos, add whatever background you want. But these photos with their angles is going to be your own unique photos. Nobody else is using this. Nobody else has this. And you can watermark your photos so that even if people try to steal it, they're going to see your shop's name and they can just simply head onto your shop because your watermark leads them to that. So if you want to take it one step further and be really original with your product photos, the best method to do it is by ordering a sample product. If you have cheap products in your store, it's even better because your initial investment for getting these unique photos will be lower. But if you're selling expensive items, you're going to have to convince those people to buy those items from you anyway. You're going to have to be more unique than other people. So even if your products are more expensive, consider ordering a sample product to your house or to some professional photographer that you may know to take those photos for you. This is the best method for your product photos. And by the way, Google search engine crawls your site and knows when your products are original or when you're using products that already exist on the web. They're going to give you a much better ranking when they see that all of your photos are 100% original. So order a sample product is the 6th method to obtain photos for your dropshipping products. And that sums up the methods of how to obtain photos for your dropshipping products. And now we can move on to the more important aspect of this video, how to improve all of the product images and photos that we have on our site. So after you already use the methods that I talked about of how to obtain the dropshipping photos, now we're going to use those images and improve them, optimize them so that your store is going to get more traffic, more sales, and in the end of the day, this is what we want. The first trick that I'm going to show you guys to optimize your product photos, to have them looking much better and more attractive to the customer's eyes, is by simply removing any unnecessary backgrounds that we do not like. Sometimes the customers can see backgrounds that are simply irrelevant to what they want to buy, and it can sometimes even confuse them because they can see the main product and all kinds of little accessories in the background and they don't understand exactly what they're getting. This happens on many products that I see out there in people's stores, and this is why I'd like to recommend a free online tool called Photo Scissors. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to download and install any applications or any programs. Simply click on the link that we have below where it says Photo Scissors, and let me show you guys exactly how this works. So here I am at photoscissors.com. Click on Upload Image. No subscriptions necessary or anything. Let's grab this photo. So as you see, there's an image here and there's some background. It's not a very ugly background, but we still want the customer to focus exactly on what they want to buy. So here's the product on the left, the image on the left. It's colored in green, so you would see exactly what the program is keeping, and the rest, it's just deleting the background. So you can see here, it automatically removed my background. I didn't have to tell it to do anything. The system is simply taking care of this process for you. So the left is the before, the right is after, and as you can tell, there's absolutely no background. It did it without any hassle in just a second. Now in the background, simply choose the selling platform that you're using. So if you're using eBay, choose eBay. If you're using Shopify, click Shopify. And what it does is it simply makes the background white, so you can actually use this image and they won't see all of these gray and white squares in the background. So the image is clean, the image looks nice. For those of you who haven't identified the product, this is simply a lid holder. It's a kitchen gadget product, but this is exactly what the program does. It helps you remove the background images easily and in a very clean and professional manner, as you guys can see here. So use photoscissors.com. This is my first trick that I want to show you guys to optimize your product images. The second tip that I have for you guys is to add a zooming effect on your product page. And this actually works really, really well. Customers, buyers, and viewers love to engage with this cool little feature. Let me show you guys exactly how it performs. So there's an app called Cool Image Magnifier Zoom. Once again, link below on the blog. There are more apps to do these things that I'm showing you guys, but I'm just showing you guys my personal recommendations. So this app is called Cool Image Magnifier. Let's see an example of how it works. So check out this cool Lego photographer. What we're gonna do is hover our mouse on the image, and as you can tell, there's a cool zoom effect anywhere around the image, and you can add this effect to your website too. It's a very, very good effect. Once again, the viewers love to engage with it, and many times they do want to zoom in on your product and see it in more detail. So this is another trick to optimize your product page by adding a zoom effect. Now let's move to the third method for optimizing your product photos in your stores. And the third method is naming your image files. Your images have their own names, just like any other file on your computer. And just like how you're optimizing your product's title and descriptions and all of the text that goes in between, you have to do the same for your image files. You have to rename each image that you have and make it relevant to the image that we're seeing. And the reason that you want to do that is because Google, once again, is crawling your website all of the time. And when they see that your images have their own names on them, they'll also know how to categorize them. Have you ever tried searching for anything on Google Images? Anything that you write on Google Images will take you to the exact image that you want to see. How does Google know this? Because people are renaming their image file names. Let's just see an example. Let's go to Google Images and just type in wireless headset, and let's even choose a color. Let's go with yellow. I'm feeling a little bit wild today. So as you can see, Google Images quickly found a whole bunch of wireless yellow headsets because that's exactly what we searched for. And all of these people who uploaded these photos that you see over here, they simply optimized their photos and added those attributes that I'm talking to you guys about. Let me also show you an example. When I'm writing the blogs for AutoDS, I'm also renaming my image files for these exact reasons. Always remember that the things that I'm teaching you guys are also very professional methods to run your stores, and they're also from my own personal experience. So as you can see here, for example, this image is called Listen. Let's see if you can guess why. Did you guess? Let's see another example. This one is called Price Comparison, and you can easily tell why, because we're comparing prices in this photo. So rename all of your photos, make them related to what you're seeing, and this is another way of optimizing your product's photos. So name your image file is number 3 on the list. Now let's move on to number 4. The fourth method to optimize the products in your stores is by optimizing the alt text. Alt text stands for alternative text, and what this means is, you know how you have those photos sometimes on the websites that just have a red X on them because they just didn't upload correctly, or the server, the host may be down, or the link just wasn't linked to the right target. For whatever reason, you have broken photos on some sites, but when you hover your mouse over those broken photos, you have a brief explanation of what was supposed to be there. So that's one thing that alternative text gives you. It gives the customer an idea of what was supposed to be there. But you're not supposed to have broken photos on your website. You're supposed to always go over your sites and optimize them. The main reason that you need alternative text for is for the visually impaired. People who are blind and cannot see the websites that they're reading. There's a whole bunch of accessibility options to help them understand what's going on in the website in front of them. So using alt text, the computer can read aloud what the customer is supposed to see there, and that helps him get a better picture of what's in front of him. Again, Google search engine, they crawl your sites all the time, and they look for attributes in your images like image file names and alternative text. So for anyone who's using Shopify as your selling platform, on the blog below, there's a link of how you can add alt text to your photos. It's actually a simple process, so I just clicked on it to show you guys. All you have to do is go inside your products page, click on the product that you want to edit. Over there, you'll have a preview media button. Click on that, and then you can simply add the alternative text to your photos. So do this on each and every one of your photos. Add alternative text, and it's going to help you throughout your journey of getting more traffic and more sales. These optimization options are very, very essential. You have to implement each and every one of them. Now let's move on to method number 5 of optimizing the photos in your stores. And method number 5 is actually a pretty simple one. It consists of adding more angles to the photos that you're showing on your page. Sometimes when viewers are looking at your products, they want to see more angles. They may have questions that may be answered by simply adding another angle for the product. This takes us back a little bit to how to obtain photos for your dropshipping stores when you're contacting your supplier for more photos, or when you're trying to grab them from your competitors, or when you're ordering the product to your house and doing it yourself, which is my personal recommendation if you have the time and money for that. All of those methods are going to help you get more angles for your product, especially the last method of ordering the product to your house. You can do whatever you want with the product photos. You can take as many angles as you need, and this is what's going to give the customer the extra value from being in your store and buying from you. So add more image angles. They will help your viewers answer questions before they even ask them, and it will simply add a better visualization experience for all the viewers in your store. As many angles as possible. This is a very, very important thing to remember. This brings us to method number 6 for optimizing your product photos on your stores, and pay attention to this one. Reduce the image file size. Some images, when you download them onto your computer, you may notice that they have a large file size, or maybe you just didn't notice it and you need to start noticing it now, because large image file sizes will cause your site to load slow, and no viewer will stay at your site if it takes more than 2 seconds to load. We want it to take 1 second or less. So you have to reduce your image file sizes. Most image file sizes which are uncompressed can be really, really heavy, so you're wasting a whole lot of bandwidth. But even more important, your site is loading slow, no one is going to stay, and you're not going to generate any sales this way. So here's how you can reduce your image file size, once again without paying any money. I'm trying to give you guys as many tips as possible without having to spend a dime, but still be able to make massive changes to your stores and get them to have more traffic and more sales. So how do you reduce an image file size? Let's take this image file size for example. This image over here. Let me just right click and go to properties so you guys can see. This image weighs 2.56 megabyte. And what we're going to do about that now, we're going to open Paint. Everybody has Paint. Anyone who has Windows, if you have a Mac, I'm sure you know what picture programs you have. But anyone with a free image tool can do this. So here we go. I opened up Paint. Now I'm going to drag and drop this photo. Now, as you can tell, it's a big picture. I have to scroll through it so that I can see exactly what we have here. This shows you that the image also is in very high quality. And this is also the reason why it weighs so much. So how do we decompress it? How do we make the file size smaller, but also keep the good quality that we're seeing here? So the first thing that we're going to do is resize the picture because it's just way too big, and it's going to help us decompress the file size this way. So we're just going to click on resize, and I'm going to make it about 50% smaller than this because I think it'll be enough for the website. It's still big. Let's resize it once again. By the way, if you're using Adobe Photoshop or any other paid program, this process is actually a lot easier. But since we're going with the free method to help anyone out there, we're gonna keep doing it this way for now. So another 50%, and this is perfect. This is exactly the image size that I wanna see in my shop. And the quality still looks really, really good. It doesn't look blurry. Everything is sharp, and this is good enough. Now all we need to do is save the image, and we wanna save it as a JPEG file size. BMP files are big, so are GIFs or anything else that you might use. JPEG pictures are perfect for our websites. So we're gonna rename this file. Like I said, we're not gonna keep names that have no connection and no relevance to the photos. So this photo, we're gonna call it manicure pedicure. I'm sure you guys can agree with me on that one. So I saved the image, and now let's see how much it weighs. So here's the original unnamed image, and here's the image that we worked on. Let me remind you that the original image weighs 2.56 megabytes, and the new image weighs 294 kilobytes. So as you can see, it's much lighter now. It will help our website load much faster, and this is exactly what you have to do to get that file and decompress it without losing any quality on the photos. Let me double click just to show you guys that the photo still looks good. It still looks sharp after I saved it. Here it is. Even if I zoom in on it, we're not losing any quality. It still looks really good. And we decompressed it by a lot. So that's how you go around reducing the image file size. If you're using any paid programs, again, it's going to be easier and there are more ways to do it. That's how you can do it through Paint, through using free programs. And now the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is using the AutoDS platform to add products to your stores. There's a whole lot of reasons why you need to do that, but when it comes to photos and product page conversions, AutoDS really goes a long way here, because when you're adding photos from your suppliers, AutoDS takes those photos and pastes them in your store, but also decompresses them on the way and adds all of the rest of the image attributes that Google is always looking for when they're crawling and searching your site. So AutoDS is doing all of the things that I talked about in this video. And let me show you a quick example of how the photos look on the new system. Okay, so here's the system. Let's go inside any one of the products and click again to edit. And here, if we click on images, we can see the images that AutoDS took from the supplier. And in this case, all of these images are already compressed. Their file sizes are already reduced. You can even enhance the image a little bit more. You can rotate it, you can copy and have another one, you can flip it, and you can set it as the main image. But what I'm trying to show you guys here is that AutoDS is simply doing all of the optimization that I talked to you guys about. They're doing it in the background. You don't have to do anything. And all of this is being taken care of for you. So use AutoDS to import your products. It's going to take care of all of your photos along with the rest of the things which are not related to this video. But regarding the photos, it's going to take care of everything that it needs to. And this is definitely recommended for anyone who's dropshipping on Shopify and not just Shopify. Now I want to help you guys get more free photos for your websites, some stock websites with stock photos that have a whole bunch of photos for you to use. And by the way, you can't use every image that you see on the internet. Most images have copyright violations. People do not want you to use the photos that they came up with. So you can't just search Google Images and take any image that you see over there. You're going to have to use your own unique photos or use somebody else's photos that are not copyrighted, that are meant for re-commercial use. So for most of these stock photo sites, you're going to have a subscription, but I'm going to recommend some free ones for you guys, as I've been doing along this whole video. So the first site that I would like to recommend is a website called stocksnap.io. Let's take a look inside. So here it is. You can find pretty much everything that you want. You don't have to use it only for your product's photos because you probably won't find anything if it's a unique product, but you can use this to help decorate other parts of your site with high quality photos that no one can take down from your site because it's free for reuse. So for example, let's say that you want to build a Facebook community on the dog niche because you have a store that has to do with dog products. So let's search for dog. And here's a whole bunch of photos that you can use for your Facebook community page to get your dog loving audience connected to your community and to these cool photos that you're seeing over here. So stocksnap.io is site number 1 that's completely free to use, and you can get a whole lot of images from there. Site number 2 is a website called Pexels. Let's click on that. All of these stock photo sites look pretty similar at the end of the day. So here, let's search for cat, because we want to have a cat niche and we want to run a cat community on Facebook, for example. So we can find a whole bunch of cute cats over here too, as you can see. You can obviously search for anything. I'm just going with really basic stuff to show you guys how it works. There's another site called Burst by Shopify. You can just use the links below. I don't need to go inside each and every one of them because you guys get the picture. This is another website that I recommend you guys to use. By the way, you should use all 3 of them at the same time. Sometimes you're going to find good photos on one and you won't find them in the other. So it's always good to diversify. So those are the 3 websites that I recommend you guys to use to get free photos. But there's a whole bunch of other websites. All you have to do is search for free images on Google and you'll get to these websites by yourself, and you'll even find more on the way. Those are just the top 3 that I recommend, which I also use sometimes. And that wraps up this video for you guys. I really hope that you all found it informational. Please don't underestimate the power of product photos on your product page and how they can psychologically affect the customer to go and buy the product from your website. It'll make your site load faster, it'll make Google SEO rank you higher, and it'll overall improve the customer's experience when browsing your website, or have a little zoom effect to see the product from up close. And sometimes that's all they need to close the deal. Once again, guys, if you like this video, please give it a like because it really helps out our channel. Share this video because your friends and family also deserve to know about this wonderful wild world of dropshipping. And if you're a newcomer, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can always stay updated on valuable informational videos like this one. You will get a lot more unique information, which I promise you won't find anywhere else. And that's pretty much it for you guys. I'll see you in the next videos. Good luck with your product page conversions. Bye bye.